We started on March 5th. Today is April 8th. So it has just been a month, and I have basically tried to keep as many of the babies as I can. So some cells have multiple in them, some are on their own. What I will say is I think I'm ready to start fertilizing. So from what I know is I'm going to start with a half strength fertilizer now that we have some true leaves on here, which if you're not familiar, we'll use this guy as an example. So these leaves on here were the original first set. So those are the baby seed leaves, and the ones coming in the middle there, those are its first set of true leaves. So you can see here, the biggest leaves here are those baby leaf, the seed leaf. And the tiny little ones in the middle are the first set of true leaves coming in. See the difference? Here we have my Zinnia Mazucaria. Oh, I'm killing names here. Sorry, guys. And I lost all these. The only ones I have are these two right here. But I went ahead and put in some new seeds. I covered them so that they can hold in the moisture while they are germinating. Here are my straw flower, starting to look really good. Again, I'm gonna get some half strength fertilizer probably on these guys right here. This is white gomphrena, it's just starting to put off its first set of leaves. And then over here are the flamingo feather celosia, and they're pretty small still, so they may not need any fertilizer just yet, but you can start to see some true leaves are coming in on the gompphrenas, so they're pretty much ready for some fertilizer. Here is a ranunculus that birch salt Kate gave me last year. She started these from seeds, I believe. Apparently I only saved one of the corms, but I'm glad I saved it, so now we get to see what color it is. Over here we have our orange sherbet dianthus. And we also have a Sweet William dianthus. You can kind of see that they look a little different as far as their growth goes. We have in this back cell, these are the Bonita pink asters. Those ones I grew last year, so I know what they're going to look like. I'm excited because in this cell is the king size apricot asters, so they are doing well. Hopefully I will have those in my garden this year. So very excited about that. This back one is all lobelia, lots of lobelia. So I'm very excited to have this filler in my garden, have lots of that to go around. This front one is hard to see. They are in here. You can see them a little bit. That's the portulaca. Trying to get better at saying the name there. So they look kind of crazy. They're also quite small, but you can start to see some true leaves are coming in on these guys. So they're getting close to needing and wanting fertilizer. Look at that beauties, guys. Look at the beauties here. If we can, there we go, focus. On this top section here, the very back is all my petunia that I saved seed from last year, so I'm excited to see what colors that is going to be. I had a variety. I had pink, I had purples, so I don't know what it's going to look like yet, but I'm excited to see. That's a lot of petunia. And then I have two really pretty petunias. They're like a double bloom on these first sales, and they're all pretty much filled in. So these were expensive seed comparatively. Like you got like maybe 10 or 20 seeds for like less than $10. So it's pretty expensive. So I'm excited to see these ones grow so that I can save their seed and have more coming up in the next year. Then I have my viola, which I saw some outside that self-seeded itself. So I'm excited for viola, but these ones are the pretty antique color. I have the Sahara Rebecca, I have a pincushion mix, and then over here, this little baby, I need to probably move him so they get some better light, is my Cheyenne Spirit. So those are all the seeds that I have going right now, and then I'll show you some dahlia. So I have two things of dahlia. I have one right here, one up there. What I've done is I put them both on a heating mat to start to heat the soil. I have covered them with a little plastic to hold in humidity to help pre-sprout them. So let's see if I can show you some sprouts. There is a pre-sprouted bud right there. I've got several. Let's see, there's one right there. There's another. So we've got some good sprouts going on in here. We've got one over here. Look, there's even green coming up on that one. So now that we're warming up the soil, we should start to see, there's another green sprout. We should start to see some action in the dahlias. Let's see about this fella. Do we have sprouts here? Definitely have one right there. Let's see. I don't immediately see anything else, but it's kind of hard to look in the camera. Oh, I do see one far end over there. I'll try to point it out to you guys. But it's hard to tell when I'm looking in the camera and also looking at you guys. I mean, at the sprouts, but I see one over here. Hard to tell. I'll go back through and look a little bit more on these. Oh, there's one on this one right here. So we've got some sprouts coming, guys. Exciting. Dahlias like warm soil, so that's why they're now on a warming mat to help get them moving. So showing you guys the sleeping bed right now. I have recently just pruned my roses. The beautiful thing is every shoot that's still here looks viable and it's got some green on it, so I think I'm gonna have a better start to my roses this year. I said last year they didn't fill in very well, so this was kind of their last year to prove to me that they can make it before I pull them out and do something else. This one's much smaller. This is a shoot I propagated a couple years ago, so I'm probably gonna put him in the ground to see if he'll help fill in right there. But I'm excited, you guys. Look at the tulips starting to pop up. We actually have some daffodils getting ready for their bloom. And I can see some of the stuff that I put in last year that I wasn't sure if it was going to be perennial or not is looking like it is. So I'm excited. I'm leaving the leaf litter on here for right now. It's still in the 40s, so I'm just giving my bed a little bit more insulation before I, rake it off and top it up. But it's not a bad thing to keep the leaves. It helps with the wildlife. It helps keep the soil warmer. So it's something I'm not too concerned about cleaning up just yet. But I have over here my sedums, which I don't know if we can see. Let me see if I can get close without damaging anything here. If I move this stuff, can you see the little bits of green in there? That is the sedum getting ready, waking up. What I do need to do is move this. This is like a rudbeckia. He got like overtaken by the sedum, so he's too close. I need to move him, and I may move the iris that I have here as well. I planted them not thinking about how tall they might get, so soon I might move this little swath over somewhere else. And then I cut my lavender quite a bit this year, so we'll see if I can rejuvenate it a bit. But I started this lavender from seed. Oh, it's been 3 or 4 years. I can't quite remember. But boy, am I excited about all my little shoot ups of daffs and tulips. So here is this bed's first actual spring. So last year, this is the bed I created when we had the big tree cut down and ground up. So I did a lot of work in this bed, and I really wanted a lot of perennials, so everything is looking good. These little guys all look nice and healthy, so I'm excited when they leaf out. He did a great job this winter, and I've put a bunch of bulbs in here. It's been windy, guys. Get that out of the way. But right down here, can we see these little pokes of green? I believe those are my crocus. I put some crocus in the ground this year. And, oh, let me show you the viola that has seeded itself here. Yes, I gotta clean. Don't hate me. I gotta clean. But look at him. Look at that little viola. Made its way in here and just decided that's where it liked it. So exciting. And here is the side beds. I really need to work on sanding and painting to make this bed clean and shiny, so to speak. But we have our peony, which are starting to swell their little red bulbs. You probably can't see it at all on the camera. Everything is such a similar color. This is a phlox. And then we've got, hopefully, in this container over here, I'm hoping my clematis lived through the winter. We'll see, hopefully. And then, hard to tell here probably, but lots of action. There we go. You can start to see that action now. Again, just leaving the litter of leaves because it helps keep everything insulated. I think it also helps keep the chippies and the squirrels out of my bed. So I'm excited. It's coming along, you guys. See, you can see they've been digging. Look at this. Digging, creating holes in my garden. And then iris and lilies in here, I believe. This is what I took from my neighbor's garden last year, and I'm just put them in here so they had somewhere to be. But if I want to add them to some other part of the garden, I might take them out of this side and then plant them up at some point. But yep, we're getting there. Everything is starting to wake up, and I know other people who enjoy gardens. All we are doing at this point is just going out looking for the little green stalks popping up because it's exciting. I planted a lot of tulips and stuff in this section, and I do see one over here, but I can't wait to see more come up in the near future. All right, so this is an area I created a bed a few years ago, and then last year I didn't put anything in it, but I have tulips in here. I'm thinking I'm just gonna let this part be grass, and I'll leave the tulips in the ground so that they just kind of fill in the area. You can start to see them popping up, fill in the area in spring, and then the rest of the year I think I'll have it just be grass. Because I can't decide what I want to put in here, honestly. And then I come over here to this bed, and she's starting to wake up. Lots of little tulips and stuff showing up. My heuchera, hopefully, I can't wait to see them get bigger. Oh, wait a minute. Who do we have? It's our old man cat. Hi, old man. My favorite garden kitty. Coming to get some food from me. But, yep, we've got some hosta in here, some dianthus, primrose. I'm excited to see what made it through, basically. This is the back of the garden. We haven't done much over here. We kind of use this area as where we dump some of our leaf and branches and things of that nature. But I did plant this really beautiful rhododendron last year. I'm hoping he's all right. He looks a little bit fried, but the stems and everything still are pliable. So I think he just had a rough winter, but hopefully he'll push new growth and show me those beautiful purple flowers. We were thinking about creating more of a bed in this area. I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. We'll see. Lots of money going out the window in other areas of the house this year. So garden might be the last thing that really gets worked on this year. But I uncovered this birch last year. He was hiding behind some wild roses that are really invasive. They're really hard to get rid of. He's already grown back a bunch. Some more of it over there. So I'm going to keep clearing this section out, trying to get rid of as much rose as I can because I love birch, and I would love to have more birch in my yard, honestly. They're just beautiful trees. I love their bark. What are you doing? You being a friend? Thank you for being a friend. All right, that's the only karaoke you guys get. That is from the tree that was cut down last year. Still working on burning it, getting rid of it. Our willow. We had some major wind that's down some limbs. So you're gonna see some limbs and whatnot all around. That's just this type of year. But I'm excited about my little hedge that I've had now. This would be its third spring. So I want to say I planted these in 21, so 21, 22, 23. But look, okay, let's see if I can show you guys this. So do you see where it's like this light tan color? That was all of the growth from last year. And then when you get lower, you start to see that it turns into kind of more that barky color right around here. That's like the previous year where it has grown and now it's starting to split open that new growth to the trunk look. And then there's the regular trunk. So look how much growth. That's easily like a foot of growth last year. So these guys did really, really well. Now that they're in their permanent position, I think they're gonna just take off really well. So I'm excited about that. Are you excited about that? So things that we want to get done this year, hopefully. You'll notice our neighbors are really close to us, and these neighbors have a pool. When they're hanging out in the pool, we can see them pretty much from anywhere. Last year I put up like a temporary wall tarp situation so that we could block them when we were sitting on our porch. And down here, what I'd like to do this year is move this shed to this location. There's bad drainage over here. We dug a trench to help because the floors were all rotted out, so we had to do some fixing in that last year. So I want to move it if we can. I've been watching some videos of how to move this and put it over here, maybe put it on some blocks, and we'll figure out what to do with the lean-to. And I also want to do something about this view here. These are great neighbors, love these neighbors, but don't love having my flower beds right against them here. So maybe I can do some sort of privacy wall, lattice or something to kind of hide that look. We have a lot to do with our house this year. Our insurance wants us to refinish our roof, not replace it. Just it's a metal roof. It's got some rust showing, so we have to treat the rust, paint it. We've got some peeling paint we have to fix. There's just a lot of maintenance things on a 120-plus-year-old home that has to take care of this year, but love this house. Gonna take good care of it. Be good stewards. But I'm ready for spring. I don't know about you guys. Ready for spring. Oh, and this back here is part of our yard, right by this little road. I want to do like a little wildflower field thing over there, so I'm excited to get looking into that as well. I hope you guys have a great day though, and I hope you're starting to see some beautiful new green spring in your area.